Well, it actually happened. Microsoft bought out Mojang. Hello everyone, and welcome back. Oh, stars and garters. Ugh. Welcome back to another episode of Gear 360 Plays Minecraft. It has been a while since one of these was out, but with the recent announcement that Microsoft is now the owner of Mojang, I figured it'd be a good time to come on. Over the next few days, I'm sure that you're going to hear everybody talking about a whole bunch of stuff. About why this is a good thing, why this is a bad thing, why this isn't a thing at all. But I just wanted to get my 2 cents in right quick. Little housekeeping first. Sorry for the video quality. I am in a hurry to get this recorded. And Evolve isn't working, which is what I normally use to record my videos. I don't know why that is. I'll have to figure that out over the next couple of days. So I'm using OBS, and I don't understand OBS. Second thing, I am on a server, so the random chatter you see in the background is unfortunate, but I can't do anything about it. So on to the matter at hand. A couple of years ago, and may have only been one, but a couple of years ago, someone asked Notch how much money it would take for him to sell Minecraft. I think it was just Minecraft, but Mojang in general. And his number was about $2 billion. What's interesting is $2.5 billion and a couple of years later, and Microsoft paid out. My first question is, why would they want Minecraft? Why would Microsoft want Minecraft? For me, the obvious answer is it's selling really well on their Xbox system, and it's just signed a deal with PlayStation, so now if they buy it, Microsoft is sole owner of a competitor's game, which is good for them. One of the first things that I feel we need to go over is the press release that came along with this announcement. To me and to, I guess, several other people on Reddit that I saw this from, it seemed like one of those kind of empty political speeches that you hear during election years. No, don't worry, nothing's going to change, everything's going to be just fine, don't worry about it. So let's start off with the first line. Yes, the deal is real. Mojang is being bought by Microsoft. They went on to talk about how they were concerned as well about the future of Minecraft, but it just seemed like the right thing to do at the time. And, to be honest, it probably is. Microsoft is a very large company with a lot of resources to throw behind a game like Minecraft. Lots of programmers and coders and staff for making sure everything runs smoothly and all that kind of fun stuff. But we're all well aware of Microsoft and exclusivity. For instance, their Office, their Microsoft Office is notorious, at least among my circles, for being, you can only use Microsoft Office with Microsoft Office. Like if you try to, I think it's like print a Microsoft Office file on pretty much any other program, it doesn't work. It's just, they don't handle that side well, which is a bit frightening for those of us who enjoy doing what we do with the game. Your standard modders and all that fun stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. DLC is something that a lot of people have kind of joked about in this, in the days leading up to this event, when it was just a rumor. Okay, 2,400 Microsoft Xbox points and you get a diamond pickaxe. Uh, in my opinion, I don't think they're that dumb. It'd be a great cash grab for them, I guess, but I really can't imagine that's how they'd go about this. In my estimation, what's going to happen, my opinion, I have no inside knowledge or anything. I imagine that Microsoft will pretty much leave the team, Dinnerbone, Jeb, the lot of them, kind of leave them alone to do their own thing because they know how to do it well. One of the big things that I specifically hope, I'm going to pause for a moment, by the way, I've got a new skin here. It's not going to stay like that for long. My vest and gloves are in the cleaners. Or this is my 1.8 skin, which allows me to take the vest and gloves off as desired. Anyway, one of the things that I really do hope changes now that Microsoft has bought them is Minecon. Now, I've never been to a Minecon myself, but I have lived Minecon vicariously through the members of Mindcrack. And to be perfectly honest, any time that Mindcrack talks about Minecon, they always talk about how great an event it is, but every single time it's, boy, I wish they would have run it a little bit better. You know, that there would have been some more organization. And, you know, a lack of organization is something that is to be expected from a small company like Mojang. They make a lot of money, but in the end, it's not a whole lot of people doing that. And when you put someone in charge of organizing things that, you know, really isn't experienced enough to do that, it's not going to be great. And you're going to wind up with a show that everyone thinks is good, but could have been better. Now, I don't think Microsoft, at least to my knowledge, has ever put on a convention, but I do know that they have specifically stated in their press release that Minecon is still on for this year, which was exciting. Minecon is a very big part of the community, and it would definitely be a shame and maybe even a mistake on Microsoft's part if they were to get rid of it. So, as far as the future of Minecraft goes, I think it's in fairly safe hands. My main concern is, you know, we just released 1.8 for Minecraft. Is 1.9 still going to be a free update? When it was just in Mojang's hand, every update was an update, and you got it for free just by logging in because you already bought the game. One of my great fears is, instead of DLC, well, I guess that would be DLC, Microsoft will say, alright, well, you own that, and we've worked really hard on this, so yeah, we're going to have to charge you if you want 1.9. I honestly hope that doesn't happen. I can see ways that they could get around that. Maybe just better merchandising, for instance, but that is my greatest fear, is that all of the great updates that we've been getting will dwindle. Next is kind of a personal point. It has to do with Notch and how Notch kind of handled this whole thing. Ooh, lightning. Oh no, where did that come from? Stars. Okay, hold on. Music and sounds. Get that right the way down. Okay, well that didn't work. Hold on. That's better, I think. Stars. What was I doing? What was I saying? Oh, yes, Notch's handling of the whole transfer. It was kind of interesting, and it started, he says so as well, during the EULA debacle that, to be quite honest, is still going on. That, some things were happening with the EULA. For those of you who may not know, that's End User License Agreement. A lot of things that were going on with the EULA weren't great. Basically, a blog post comes out from Mojang that says you need to do this, or we will want you to do this, and not much else happened or was said. It was just a bunch of ideas and desires, and a bunch of fans started talking to people like they had to do it, like immediately. No actual document had been sent out. Basically, pretty much nothing had been considered. And people are just saying, all right, well, here's a blog post. Here's what the blog post says. You better do this and not charge anything for us being on your server, or else. And that caused a bunch of people to start getting angry at Notch and all of that. Basically, what I'd like to do now is just kind of read some snippets from Notch's blog post here. On September 15th, which is today for me, 2014, I'm leaving Mojang, he begins. I don't see myself as a real game developer. I make games because it's fun, and because I love games and I love to program. But I don't make games with the intention of them being huge, and I don't try to change the world. Minecraft certainly became a huge hit, and people are telling me it's changed games. I never meant for it to do either. It's certainly flattering, and to gradually get thrust into some kind of public spotlight is interesting. Well, let me get on to what I was after. Yeah, this is where he gets into the EULA stuff, which I think is where this all started. I was at home with a bad cold a couple of weeks ago when the internet exploded with hate against me over some kind of EULA situation that I had nothing to do with. I was confused. I didn't understand. I tweeted this in frustration. Later on, I watched this is Phil Fish video on YouTube and started to realize I didn't have the connection to my fans I thought I had. I'd become a symbol. I don't want to be a symbol, responsible for something huge that I don't understand, that I don't want to work on, that keeps coming back to me. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm not a CEO. I'm a nerdy computer programmer who likes to have opinions on Twitter. First off, oh, well, that's obnoxious. But yeah, nerdy computer programmer who likes to have opinions on Twitter. As soon as this deal is finalized, I will leave Mojang and go back to doing Ludum Dares and small web experiments. If I ever accidentally make something that seems to gain traction, I'll probably abandon it immediately. Now, to me, I don't understand that mindset, and it's probably just a me thing. But here is Notch, as he says, a nerdy computer programming guy who likes to make games. And he makes what is, in my opinion, one of the greatest games of all time. At least one of the most influential. And for some reason he doesn't like that. And I'm not going to assassinate Notch's character or say anything bad about Notch. It's his game, and what he decides to do with it is his deal. But I've never understood the mindset of, I don't want this to get big, I just want to remain a small fish. And I suppose I mean, he said that Minecraft isn't his deal anymore, and it's not. He's handed that off to Jeb and Dinnerbone a long time ago. But Mojang is, and to me, I wonder if he's not. I have to be careful with how I say this. I wonder if this isn't a bit of a selfish move for him. I mean, obviously, you got to do what you got to do, and if you're not loving what you do, you got to stop doing it, right? But it just, I don't know, to me it seems a bit selfish. You know, I understand what he's trying to do, and I understand what he wants, but this is about more than you now. I mean, Jeb and Dinnerbone and all of the folks there rely on Mojang for their living. I mean, now they rely on Microsoft, but maybe they didn't want to rely on Microsoft. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky. But to me, it just seems like, you know, if you've done something great, why would you be scared of it? I mean, you don't have to be in the spotlight, technically. And maybe it's just that my lack of, maybe I've just never been there, so I don't understand. But I don't know. It seems almost petty to me. And I don't like to think of people that I respect, and I don't like to think of people I respect as being petty. Oh, well. So, to wrap it all up, basically, because I think I've rambled a bit long on this. To wrap it all up, I think anyone trying to say that any specific thing about the Microsoft takeover of Minecraft is one thing or another is speculating, because in the end, we don't know. Nobody knows, except I suppose some people in Microsoft, and even they don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. They have some idea of what they'd like to do, but as for facts, you know, it's going to take a while. I hear a lot of people comparing this takeover, and I'm going to wrap it up here real quick, but this takeover to Microsoft owning Rareware, and you know, I suppose Rare is maybe similar, but that was, what was it, 12 years ago? 12 years ago. I mean, there's a lot of lessons to be learned about video games and what they are and how they work in 12 years. So, for me and my house, we're gonna wait. I'm not going to say one way or the other that I am for or against this move. I think that for Notch and Mojang, this was a good, solid business decision. This was a very solid business decision for them, and at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. It is their game, and I will continue to enjoy it for as long as that is possible. And even after, if something does happen that it's all goes belly up, I will always have old copies of 1.8 and the like that I can play the game in its old glory, even if things do go south. I don't expect them to. Microsoft's not going to destroy a game just because they can. I mean, it makes them way too much money. It's worth too much for them to ruin it. And that's my 2 cents. So anyway, this server that I'm playing on right now is one that I've been playing on for the past probably 2 years, and I've been quite enjoying it. I may, do a bit of a world tour at some point, showing you around what I've built and some things in the future. Other than that, that's it for me. Stay tuned on my channel, by the way. I've got some interesting things coming up. I've got a friend that's very interested in having me upload some of his World of Tanks footage for you guys, and I would be very excited to do that. I've been meaning to play World of Tanks myself, and just never have, so I guess that having someone else do it for me is the next best thing. That'll probably come up on Thursdays. We'll see. Specifically, thank you very much for watching. Keep your eyes open. Microsoft does things that I don't like, and they do things that I do like, and I imagine it's the same way with you. But I think we'll just have to stay strong and see what happens. And until next time, I have been Gear360. This is Minecraft, and it always will be. Thank you so much for watching.